Yo, if you're thinking of skipping, don't. Give me 30 seconds and I promise you'll thank yourself later. Emotional addiction doesn't start with gifts or compliments. It starts with tension, not chaos, not games, just carefully balanced moments of closeness, followed by space, push and pull. It's ancient, it's primal, and when used with precision, it creates something no woman can resist. Emotional unpredictability with masculine stability underneath. You don't do it to manipulate. You do it to lead the dynamic with clarity and strength. Because when done right, she doesn't feel controlled. She feels magnetized. And that feeling, it doesn't just attract her, it attaches her. The push doesn't have to be loud. It can be subtle. A slight pause in energy, a delay in response, a step back with no explanation. It creates space, and in that space, her mind starts working. Did I say something wrong? Is he pulling away? What just shifted? Now she's thinking about you more than before, not because you changed anything dramatic, but because you removed just enough attention to create contrast. And contrast is what creates craving. She's used to men who flood her with effort, but you're giving her the opposite, controlled distance. And the more she feels that space, the more she starts chasing the closeness. The pull, when done right, feels like gravity. It's not about compliments or validation. It's about your calm, your focus, your energy that says, I'm here now, fully, but I can leave at any moment. That presence, brief, intense, and grounded, makes her feel seen in a way she didn't expect. And just as she leans in, just as she starts to relax into it, you shift, slightly. You reclaim your space. You recenter. And that shift, it doesn't push her away, it pulls her deeper, because she tasted your attention, but never got full access, and the human mind always obsesses over what it can't fully hold. If this is already shifting your perspective, subscribe and turn on notifications, because this is just the beginning. The power of push and pull is rhythm. You're not ghosting. You're not playing games. You're creating emotional movement, closeness without permanence, distance without rejection. It keeps her off balance, but safe, tested, but intrigued, engaged, but never fully in control. And because your energy is steady underneath it all, she doesn't feel manipulated. She feels challenged, awakened, alive. Most men give everything all at once, but the Stoic man offers just enough, then retreats, not out of fear, out of power, because he knows, the moment she feels certain, she stops feeling. But when she feels pulled, and then left wanting, she starts needing. She starts to anticipate you, not because you've made promises, but because your presence is rare, unpredictable, and emotionally charged. She thinks about when you'll reach out. She replays the last moment of connection. She starts looking for patterns, trying to decode what you feel. That uncertainty keeps her attention locked, because you're not flooding her with energy. You're making her earn your closeness. And the more she has to earn it, the more value it holds. You didn't chase, you didn't overgive, you simply managed the space between you with precision. And that space, that's where emotional addiction starts to build. This dance only works when your frame stays unshaken. Push and pull means nothing if you're reactive. If you pull back and get anxious, if you lean in and seek validation, she feels the cracks. But when you move with purpose, pulling her in with calm presence, then stepping back without need, you create the emotional contrast she can't ignore. And because your energy remains consistent underneath it all, she trusts it. She leans into it. She becomes hooked on it. Not to your words, not to your looks, to the way you make her feel something she can't control, because she can't predict you. This isn't about being cold, it's about being in command of yourself, of the pace, of the energy. When she reaches out, you don't jump. When she pulls back, you don't chase. You stay steady. That steadiness becomes the hook, because in a world full of men who overreact, overgive, and overexplain, you do less with more impact. You create moments that rise, then disappear, and in their absence, her mind fills the silence. With questions, with thoughts, with desire. You gave her a taste, then let the space do the rest. That's not distance. That's power, and it's the kind she feels in her body. The final layer is this: you never explain the rhythm. You don't justify the space. You don't label the closeness. You just let it flow, naturally, confidently, on your terms. And that mystery, that lack of definition, keeps her locked in. Because when she can't name it, she can't control it. And when she can't control it, she feels it more. You've created something that bypasses logic. She doesn't just like you, she needs the feeling of being around you. This is the Stoic path, where your energy doesn't beg, doesn't chase, it commands. Subscribe, stay unpredictable, and remember, consistency is forgettable, but emotional contrast, that's what she gets addicted to.